Per reports, the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the final stages of trading for wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. So, this offseason, the Steelers have been in the mix for every receiver that people thought could have been traded. And one of those wide receivers has been Brandon Aiyuk because the contract agreement just could not get done with the San Francisco 49ers. He wanted a huge extension, but they just could not agree to the terms of the money and the years that both parties wanted. And Brandon Aiyuk has made it very clear what he wants, and he even requested a trade. And when he was listing his teams that he would want to go to if he could not agree to a contract, the Pittsburgh Steelers were one of the two, alongside the Washington Commanders. And now it looks like the Pittsburgh Steelers are nearing a deal for Brandon Aiyuk to make him a Pittsburgh Steeler. Before I even get into the reports that are saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the final stages of negotiations to acquire wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk, let's just look at what Brandon Aiyuk posted on his social media not too long ago. He posted this around an hour ago. A peace sign saying CA, it's been real. And what did he do? He posted a picture of him on an airplane flying out of San Francisco. And what does he have in terms of emojis? He has a black and gold or black and yellow hearts. And what are the Steelers' colors? Black and gold, black and yellow. So he hints just right there that he's leaving the California area, the 49ers area, and joining the Steelers. He hints at it. But also, not just him hinting at it, the reports are saying the same thing. Andrew Filipponi of 93.7 The Fan has said the sources are telling him the Steelers are working hard on a trade for Brandon Aiyuk and a deal could get done soon. And 49ers seem motivated now to get something done. Also, not just him, The Standard has reported that the Pittsburgh Steelers are reportedly in the final stages of negotiations to acquire wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk from the San Francisco 49ers, and the deal is expected to be finalized soon as both teams appear highly motivated to reach an agreement. So those are two reports saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are motivated, the San Francisco 49ers are motivated, and we already seen the picture of Brandon Aiyuk on an airplane. It looks like he's headed somewhere. So a deal could be get done, and that maybe just confirms that we're just waiting on the final agreements. Also, Cam Marino, another NFL analysis and insider, has said that things have remained fluid between Brandon Aiyuk's camp, the 49ers, and their trade partners' camp, and that the Steelers have been gaining traction as Aiyuk's preferred destination, he's told. And despite strong offers from other teams, Pittsburgh has emerged as a real option. And what does this mean? Well, the top of the top insiders of ESPN, Adam Schefter, he went on the Pat McAfee show and basically said that Brandon Aiyuk, he could refuse to sign a contract extension with any team that trades for him that he does not want to go to, basically putting the ball in his court of where he ends up. And that's why, even though there's strong offers from other teams, Pittsburgh has emerged as a real top option because he actually wants to play in Pittsburgh, and he could decline playing elsewhere because he will just decline the contract negotiation process in terms of extension, and then the team will probably not end up trading for him. That's why the ball is really in his court of where he ends up, because he will be a free agent after this season, and if he doesn't sign that contract extension, no team is going to trade for him. That's why the Steelers, they remain the top option, because he actually wants to go to that team. So, this is the first time in the offseason, in terms of the Brandon Aiyuk rumors, that it actually feels like something is about to get done at any moment here. Because a lot of people are talking about it, and even the top insiders and some other reporters are going on saying that something may actually get done here within the next couple days, or even by tomorrow morning, or even today. So it looks like something is actually materializing here, whether it's the Steelers or whether it's a different team. it looks like something may actually get done with Brandon Aiyuk. So, just looking at Brandon Aiyuk to the Pittsburgh Steelers and seeing the fit and seeing what it would take to get him to Pittsburgh. Well, we all know it will take 4 years, $30 million per year. That's what he wants. He wants $30 million per year. So what is that? That's around 4 years, $120 million. How much guaranteed? We don't know, but he wants $30 million per year. Around Amara St. Brown type of contract of the Detroit Lions in which he signed this offseason. So that's what he wants. But what would it take to actually get him to Pittsburgh? Because he still has to be traded, meaning you give him that contract extension. And with those many years, that much money. But what would it take in terms of the draft picks given up, or maybe a player given up to land him in Pittsburgh? Well, would it take a first round draft pick and that's it? Or would it maybe take a second round, a third round? We know it's going to take a combination of draft picks. And I believe it would take a combination of a 1, 2, or 3. Whatever that involves, whether that be a 2 and a 3, whether that be a 1, or maybe that be a 2 and a 4. But it's going to take something around that nature and a combination of draft picks to get him to Pittsburgh or get him to any team in a trade. So it's going to take a lot of draft compensation, a lot of draft assets in the future years, plus a lot of cap space going towards him to be able to land him to whatever team he goes to. So it's going to take a huge and hefty price to land him. And is it going to be worth it? Well, obviously the team training for him would think it would be worth it. But in the end of the day, who really knows? I've stood by the weight of my thought process on the situation is, hey, Brandon Aiyuk, is he going to make the Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl contenders right away this season or next season? And is one wide receiver really going to change and make a difference to this team? Well, it will make a difference towards this team in terms of the Steelers not having a number 2 or kind of 1A, 1B type of receivers. Right now they have George Pickens, but then they have other guys like Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, who are guys who are not really proven as number 2 guys. So they really only have George Pickens on this roster. So adding Brandon Aiyuk will help, in which they will get 2 certified wide receivers on this team. But will it make them Super Bowl contenders? Probably not, until they find a quarterback resolve. Until they resolve their quarterback situation in terms of, is it Russell Wilson? Is it Justin Fields? And can they actually get the job done? Because we know defense wins football, defense wins games, but at the end of the day, in terms of playoffs, you need a quarterback. And you need a quarterback at a high level. And can Russell Wilson still play at a high level? Or can Justin Fields get there? That's what it really comes down to in terms of the Super Bowl. So even though you're going to give up so much assets for Brandon Aiyuk in a trade, is it really going to make you Super Bowl contenders at the end of the day? So you have to put that into consideration. But then you also have to put into consideration the money that you're giving up. Because at the end of the day, this season, the Steelers are paying quarterbacks barely anything. They're paying Russell Wilson $1.3 million. They're paying Justin Fields not that much. So next season, they're going to have to pay a quarterback. Whether that's Russell Wilson or Justin Fields or even someone else, they're going to have to pay a quarterback, $20 million or even more. That's what starting level quarterbacks are making at least. So they're going to have to pay a quarterback. But then they're also going to have to pay George Pickens in the coming years. And he's going to want $30 million too. Trust me. He's going to want around $25 to $30 million as well when it's his turn to get paid. But then you also have Najee Harris, who is a free agent. And what's he going to make? Well, Ramondre Stevenson just made $8, $9, $10 million. So Najee Harris is going to want that contract as well. Pat Freiermuth, he's a free agent as well in the coming year. After the season, he's a free agent. Or at least he'll be in the final year. So Jalen Warren, he's also a free agent after this season. He's going to want a contract as well. Are you going to pay, or are you going to be able to pay all these guys if you're giving a $30 million contract to Brandon Aiyuk? Probably not. You're not going to pay everyone. So someone's going to have to leave. And James Daniels, after this season as well, is a free agent. One of the best right guards in the league. They just drafted a right guard in McCormick this offseason in the draft, maybe to replace James Daniels, but that means that you're losing multiple players in free agency because you're giving a $30 million contract to Brandon Aiyuk. So is it going to be worth it at the end of the day? We're going to have to wait and see. The Steelers obviously, I guess, know what they're doing, trust Omar Khan, but this is the things you have to think about in terms of a Brandon Aiyuk trade, and would it be worth it at the end of the day? I know it's always great to think in the present in terms of this season and what it would look like with Brandon Aiyuk, George Pickens, Justin Fields, but then you have to think about what it would look like in the next few years when all that money comes crumbling down. So this is the positive points. This is the negative points. Looking at the positive once again, obviously Brandon Aiyuk could help this team in the blocking asset, the receiving asset, and being a pure route runner. That's what he does best. That's what the Pittsburgh Steelers are missing. Someone with the attitude of getting open and not being stopped and being physical. And that's what he brings to the table. He's basically the better version of Deontay Johnson and the more physical version of Deontay Johnson. So he could really help this football team. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Your thoughts. What do you want the Steelers to trade for Brandon Aiyuk? And what are your thoughts of the deal or the Steelers nearing a deal? And many people saying that deal could get done here in the next few days. Would you want him? Would you not want him? Let me know your thoughts. And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also, make sure you like this video. I cover everything Steelers. All of the training camp highlights of every single day are on the channel with analysis. Go ahead and check it out. I'll continue covering everything Steelers this offseason, preseason, regular season. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.